All right. Well, everybody, we are on Facebook Live and on our YouTube channel, and Kyle and I are trying out this new deal. We're going to call, I don't know, GMT Extended, maybe.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean, I think
yeah.
that might be a good title for it.
Yeah. So what we're attempting to do in this show, we'll do it a few times a week starting out, and it's our opportunity to go a little bit more in depth on some of the stuff that we covered in the news that a lot of times is only covered in very short snippets, and plus some breaking stuff too if it comes up. So I think Kyle has some breaking stuff. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some latest information from ODOC. I'm going to let Kyle kind of talk that, and then let me see if I can get this video up.
Okay, so we've officially released or have gotten a press release from ODOC talking about the purchase of the Lawton Correctional Facility. Now, we've reported on this in the past, that purchase price, somewhere around $312 million that they purchased Lawton Correctional Facility. We weren't sure exactly what date they were planning on taking over Lawton Correctional Facility, and the release today officially said July 25th. It looks like it's going to be the target date. They're going to take over operations. That means they're going to take over, staffing is a big thing. Now, one thing they've said in the past is what they're hoping to do is take a look at the current staff at Lawton Correctional Facility and pending background checks, keep a lot of that same staff in place. So that would be a good thing for the folks that work out there as well. But at least now we have a target date, July 25th. Is when ODOC is going to take control of the Lawton Correctional Facility and kind of get rid of being kind of in limbo that we've seen so far. Now, this hasn't been finalized just yet, but, I think that's merely a formality at this point.
Yeah, I definitely think that, obviously, over time now, this has been in the news a lot. There's been a lot of incidences that have occurred, and just, a lot of people have been pushing for this, and I think it's going to be one of those things where it's a pretty good thing that they're taking over.
Yeah, at least you have something state run now and not an outside group.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's the latest on there, and we did post an article online. It'll probably be on the newscasts as well.
I'm sure we'll have follow-ups. Probably be talking to some local lawmakers as well about that as well.
Sure. All right. So moving on to our next topic, we're going to go ahead and talk. We're going to talk the Army birthday celebration. But first, I'm actually going to talk quickly. So this kicked off yesterday. It was the opening ceremony for the. See this video play. Here we go. See, I'm still messing around with this stuff, so you can see this video. So what you're watching? We talked about this on the news today. So this was the inaugural Fires 50 relay race. This is kind of a cool thing. So Fort Sill is doing this. It's a 250-mile relay.
Wow.
So on post, it started yesterday at 6 o'clock. We covered it. I was out there. Pretty cool thing. So it's obviously in commemoration of the Army's 250th birthday, right? So they started at 6 yesterday. They're running 24 hours a day until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's a ton of teams have signed up. Civilians have signed up. Just kind of a team building thing for people to recognize and honor the 250th birthday.
And it's a good kickoff, right?
It is a good kickoff.
Birthday right around the corner. Obviously, we've got that parade next week.
Yeah. So next week. We got so we'll put it up on the screen here. So we talked this in the news too. And I know, so we got some cool coverage on this, though, I think.
Yeah, you're going to be out there in the field interviewing the folks. Dave Hunter and I will be there anchoring the coverage.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I got to kind of anchor the coverage of the Armed Forces Day Parade last year. It was really my first chance to get to do something like that. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, you obviously were at Fort Sill at the time.
Sure. Yeah. So
you know a little bit about this. How do you feel like maybe this parade, how's it going to be similar? How's it going to be maybe different than what we've seen in the past?
Very similar to the Armed Forces Day Parade, right? So, and obviously, just for clarification purposes, a lot of people were asking, like, why didn't Lawton Fort Sill do the Armed Forces Day Parade this year? There's a couple reasons. One of them was they were supposed to be right at the same time. Fort Sill had originally scheduled to do a Best Red Leg, Best Air Defender competition. So they did a Best Red Leg competition last year right around the same time. Would have taken a full installation effort. Unfortunately, due to just some stuff outside of Fort Sill's control, it actually got canceled. So I ended up not even doing that event. However, talking with the Chamber of Commerce, talking with the community, I know Fort Sill was like, hey, we'd love to do a big celebration, 250th anniversary parade. So a lot of the same vehicles, right? Personnel, the same stuff that you'd see in the Armed Forces Day parade is actually, you can see it on the screen there. It's on Saturday, June 14th. It kicks off at 11 a.m. So the route is really no different than any other Armed Forces Day parade.
Now are they going to park like they usually do? Park those vehicles and give folks a chance.
So
to
they
check
will.
them out?
There'll be a tail end, a little bit of a static display, I believe. Don't 100% quote me on that. I do need to verify that, but I think there's going to be something similar to that. But the route will be the same as it always has been for the Armed Forces Day parade. It'll start down at the. It'll start down Central Plaza. It'll go up Avenue C up to 11th / Fort Sill Boulevard. Hang a right, head north up 11th Street, Fort Sill Boulevard, all the way down to Ferris. Now it'll end right around Lawton High on Ferris. So
is it not going to go all the way down to Elmer Thomas?
So right now we're being told it's going to actually end at Lawton High, and we'll get some clarification. We'll talk this a little bit more in detail next week as it comes closer, and we'll make sure we codify the details because it is a little bit different. So we do need to verify to make sure there's going to be some of that static display stuff. I'm just not 100% sure. Because Armed Forces Day was a huge celebration, like after the fact too, at the park.
Yeah.
Well,
I know maybe they don't have as much room in the park right now too, with all the construction.
To be honest,
going
with a lot
on
of
at the
construction,
aquatic park.
Yeah. Yep. So and that's coming up too here. I know it was that opening was delayed a couple weeks.
Yeah,
here.
hoping to have it late July. I think
it's
this point
mid-July, 18th.
So.
I think 17th or 18th. Again, I know the city will push a press release for that, and I know they're excited to get it done. But so what I do want to talk about, so the day prior to the parade. So we're going to be live covering the parade. Kyle and I will be out there with Dave Hunter. We'll be doing live coverage of the parade. It's going to be awesome on the 14th. So Saturday the 14th. That is the Army's birthday, 250 years. The day prior is something pretty cool, and I'm going to pull some. So this is some old video, right? So this is last year's birthday celebration. So the Army's, we've done this. Fort Sill's done this about, I think this will be the third year they've done like a similar live fire exercise out at what they call FOB Moway or Fire Point Moway. Fully open to the public. It's free. There'll be an opportunity to go out on the gun line and witness live fire. The cool thing, and we ran this, I think 2 days ago, yesterday when we were talking about the.
By firing over 300,000 rounds.
Sorry, I'm getting the audio on the is a little louder than I anticipated. It's blowing my ear up. But honestly, with this particular event, they're going to do a drone swarm. So
cool.
Colonel Brock. When we interviewed him at Silfax the other day. So that'll be new. Typically, it's just been all artillery. We're bringing in air defense artillery now, and they're going to do a first ever drone swarm on Fort Sill, which I think is pretty cool.
That is cool. Now, is this open to the public?
It is open to the public. Yep. It is open to the public. And let me flip back.
Like you said, though,
yeah.
if folks can't come out to Fort Sill on that day and check it out in person, we're going to have some live coverage of it.
Yeah, so we'll do some live coverage. So what we plan to do on Friday morning, so Friday the 13th.
Hopefully that's not a bad omen, right?
They're good. So we plan to go. I will be out. So I will not be on the desk on Friday the 13th. I will actually be out at Fort Sill. It was looking at doing live hits, I think 6 o'clock hour. We'll be out there previewing some of the stuff. So I'll be down on the gun line talking to some of the folks setting up. And then that event actually kicks off around 8 o'clock.
And luckily we have some of our morning cut-ins that roll in the 8 o'clock hour.
Yeah, so there you go.
Hopefully we'll have
It'll
a chance to catch a little bit of that live action.
So we do plan on live streaming that on our platforms here. So we'll live stream that here on We'll live stream that here on Facebook Live, on YouTube channel, and we'll do some commentary for it as well. So let's go. Let's go ahead real quickly. We'll talk next event that we had Jennifer Waters on this morning from the USO. They do a lot of great stuff for the military. They have their Summer Days event next Thursday, June 12th at 11 a.m. Open to service members and their families, fully free, and they're gonna finish it up with a water balloon water balloon deal, right? Like 5,000 water balloon fight or
that might
something?
be understating it. 5,000 balloons. That's more like a
Yeah,
a battle, a war, if you will.
Maybe.
With 5,000 balloons out there. Looks like a
Yeah.
lot of fun, though. I think I was looking ahead already, kind of what the weather's going to be
Sure.
next Thursday. I think maybe probably in the mid to upper 80s, so not
Yeah.
too hot out, but still going to be a chance to cool off a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So the last thing we'll talk about near and dear to your heart. So let's go ahead and talk a pretty big event going on today.
Yeah, big day here in Oklahoma City, obviously, the state of Oklahoma and up in Oklahoma City especially. Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight, 7:30. You can catch that right here on 7 News tonight. So we'll have that live coverage tonight. We're going to have, I believe Mark Lowe is going to be up there doing a little preview tonight, obviously, before things get going. He got firsthand look last week and just kind of how crazy things were up there.
Definitely.
Just the celebration beforehand. And that was just the conference finals. I can imagine, this is the first time they've been in the finals since 2012. So a ton of excitement out there. I can imagine the crowd's going to be absolutely nuts tonight as they get ready to face the Indiana Pacers for all the marbles. And it's kind of interesting. So you've kind of become a Thunder fan, but you grew up a Pacers fan.
So I'm a Okie transplant, right? So I've been coming here on and off since 2002, and we're 100%. We consider this our hometown now, and my oldest was actually born here. So yeah. But I'm from Indiana, and we've talked about this. So like, I'm a '90s Pacers fan. So like,
a lot of good memories
the
there.
days of Reggie Miller,
Rick Smits, Mark Jackson, the Davis brothers.
So the days of Market Square Arena, downtown Indianapolis. Now they have a new arena, obviously now, but so we'll see. But I'm all in on the Thunder. I mean, I was wearing my Thunder tie today. I'm 100% committed.
Yeah.
And sorry for if anybody is Hoosier listening right now.
I mean, it's going to be an exciting matchup, right? I mean, I don't think it's a matchup a lot of people expected. The Thunder were expected to be here. The 1 seed, best record in the NBA this year. A lot of folks had them pegged. All right, they're going to be in the finals. Most people expected it to be either the Celtics or the Cavaliers coming out of the East.
Yeah.
But the Pacers have kind of thrown a wrench into this. They're kind of on a Cinderella run a little bit here. The 4 seed in the East, they took down the Cavaliers in an upset in round 2. The Knicks, of course, took out Boston. So then a lot of people thought, okay, well, maybe now New York's going to make that magical run. But Indiana, I mean, really, they have that wild comeback in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And they kind of dominated from there. So they earned themselves a spot. Odds makers, analysts, everybody picking OKC, most of them in 5. So unlike in 2012 when the Thunder were against the big 3 of the Miami Heat, LeBron, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, this time the Thunder the heavy favorites. So it's a different role for them.
So I mean, you think what's your being a career sportscaster, right? Like what's your call then? Are you saying in 5?
I mean, I think Thunder in 5 is a pretty good call.
Okay.
I think the Thunder have definitely been battle tested in this postseason. Not necessarily in round 1, but I mean, Denver pushed them to the limit with Nikola Jokic, arguably the best player in the league, along with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, that was a tough matchup. Obviously, Minnesota had a lot of good players. I mean, Ant Edwards is one of the best young stars in the NBA, so a lot of big names there. This time around, it's going to be a little bit different. You're facing Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers, who is kind of a budding young star, but still not real well known, I think, nationwide. It's kind of his chance to have kind of a coming-out party. It'll be interesting to see how he does against this Thunder defense that a lot of people are calling one of the best in league history.
Wow, yeah. I mean, it'll be, it's interesting on both of the conference finals. I mean, like both the Pacers and the Thunder struggled a bit there on a few, like especially on that blowout game. That the Thunder were just, but like you were saying, I think inevitably, I mean the Timberwolves were like, hey, they were playing for
Like, you can't fake desperation, right? That's kind of what it was. Thunder up 2-0. Timberwolves knew they had to win that game to even have a chance. They did come out and played really well. Thunder did not play well. Obviously, it's probably their worst game of the postseason. It showed, but then the impressive part about Thunder was they came right back in Game 4 in Minnesota and really did a nice job avoiding another upset loss there, especially on a night when Minnesota was on fire from three-point range. So the fact that the Thunder was able to get a nice win in Minnesota on the road like that when the T-Wolves were catching fire was really impressive. Then they come back, obviously, to Oklahoma City and just dominate the clincher to clinch a spot in the finals again. First time in 13 years, so a lot of excitement. Really good timing, too. When you think about it, they just passed the new arena deal this last year.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's perfect timing. Young team, best young team in the NBA. Yeah. And a lot of folks out there have seen this week, hey, well, it's a couple small markets. You don't have your Lakers, your Celtics, your Knicks, that kind of thing. But I'm excited for it because, small markets, it's a cool chance to showcase some of our smaller markets in the NBA. And it's two new teams, right? Like the Pacers haven't been in the finals since 2000. Like I said, Thunder haven't been there since 2012. So somebody's going to be celebrating, and it's going to be cool.
Yeah. No, that's good. Last one, sports related, right? Like, OU women's softball. That was a rough one.
It was, but you kind of see it coming, though, right? I mean, you had this core of 4-year seniors, some 5-year seniors on that team the last couple of years. They won 4 straight national championships. Yeah, legendary run. You've never seen anything like it in college softball. They lose the entire core of that. You only had a couple of returners this year. Something had to give. But it was really amazing to get back all the way to the final.
So you say it was impressive for them to consider.
It was incredible. You think about it, I think they had something like 13 or 14 new players this year. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores in that lineup, along with some transfers. And I think you saw some of that inexperience, especially in the batting lineup, really kind of show itself in the Women's College World Series. And, hey, it was just wide open this year. I mean, it's a good final. You think about Nigeri Kennedy for Texas Tech, stud pitcher, probably the best pitcher in the country, going to Texas Tech on an NIL deal. Yeah. And she's been worth every penny so far. I mean, Texas Tech was just kind of an also-ran in the Big 12. They win the Big 12 this year. They get to the Women's College World Series for the very first time. Now here they are in the finals against Texas, who's been in the finals now 3 of the last 4 years. Looks like they have a pretty good chance to win it. They took game 1 last night, 2-1, and kind of an odd game where they were down 1-0 in the 6th inning. Texas Tech's trying to intentionally walk Texas's best hitter.
I didn't even see this, and you were showing me the video.
Kind of crazy. So Texas Tech, Texas had runners on the corners, I believe, in the 6th inning, and so Texas Tech was trying to walk one of the best Longhorn hitters and load the bases, but when they tried to intentionally walk, the catcher didn't step out a little far enough, and the pitcher ended up throwing the ball right over the plate.
And they hit it.
Yeah, so the Texas hitter just
got a base hit, right?
Yeah, base hit. Left field base hit, 2-run score, and Texas took the lead and never relinquished it.
Yeah.
So they're 1 win away. They'll go for the title tonight. But so obviously it's a big night in Oklahoma City, right?
So hopefully, but we're supposed to get some weather in tonight too.
Gosh, that's the one thing I'm hoping. And I know our weather team, they are dreading this, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a first alert weather day, so there are harsh storm chances. Everybody's hoping, please, Mother Nature, give us a break tonight. I know the folks out there. Fans don't want to see any part of us having to break into especially finals coverage.
Yeah, especially with the ABC covering the NBA finals.
Yeah, it's on ABC. So if we have to break in, we're going to have to break in to that finals game.
I can only imagine.
Gosh, I hope Mother Nature gives us a break tonight.
The frustration if we had to cut in for weather. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully the only Thunder being brought is in the arena. Right?
Yeah, hopefully SGA and company. I know it's the recurring joke. Like Dan tells this joke 3 times a day, I think.
It's my only joke. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Unless you wanted to cover anything sports related.
I think that's really it for us today. A lot of good local events coming up on Saturday. It is free fishing weekend, so I know they're doing tops and bobbers out there in Duncan this weekend. Might take the kids out there. It's been a while since we've got a chance to do any fishing.
So you might as well take advantage of that free fishing weekend. But
I will say, do check with your city in case local community does have to have a special license. But for statewide, you don't have to have a statewide license this week.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, so we're going to wrap up here. So we are going to try to do this regularly. Maybe try to do it maybe starting out Tuesdays, Thursdays around 8:30. We'll bring in a couple stories. We may even tease the stories that we're going to talk about on the newscast. And again, it's our opportunity to try to go a little bit more in depth on our digital platforms to the extent that we can't on the news, just because of how short some of the news stories are required to be. So. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and stop the stream, and we'll see y'all. Have a great day.